Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Warrior. In the last episode, we barely managed to get out of that cave in time. I probably should have bought some wings while I was in town. Now I'm gonna have to hot-foot it back. But I don't think there's anything that's really gonna pose a threat to me on the way there. Like I said, we could get, some bad luck with some... Well, I have enough for another heal spell, so I should be okay. But we're gonna try and make it back to town without that if we can. Otherwise, it's rather interesting how the coastline also turns red when you start to get... everything that was white basically turns red now. So, like, the clouds in the background, the mountains, just everything's red. It's like you're so down, you're so beaten up that everything looks red because you got blood in your eyes. It's kind of scary, to tell you the truth. I don't know, man. Sometimes I think about what would it really feel like to be down to like a quarter of your life. Like, what would be the equivalent? What would you have to do to someone in real life to actually get them to a quarter of their life? And, is being, 55 years old basically feel the same way as having a quarter of your life at a younger age, or... Because I know that humans basically, get stronger up to a certain point in their age, and then they start to get weaker, so I guess there's that. Whatever. I'm gonna sleep at the end now. But, in the heat of the moment, it's like you get 3/4 of the way to the point where your will is spent and you can't walk anymore, or whatever. What would it actually take to do that? And would you be able to, different people have different thresholds, obviously, but... So I guess it really depends on the person. Either way, we made it back to town safely, so now we're gonna head eastward. Let's see if we can find some more clues as to the whereabouts of the princess here. So maybe that'll get us one step closer to actually finishing this game. Which I know, we're on part 4 of the LP. We're talking about finishing the game, really? No, we're not that close. We're not even close. I would estimate that this LP will probably go on for about 20 parts. Oh, by the way, hello all my YouTubian chums. Like Pollux Troy, the way he says friend. That's so funny. Well, we're almost there. Mountains up north, nothing there. Hills down south. And red slime's running away, as per usual. Nothing out of the ordinary here on today's Dragon Warrior episode. Ghosts. I say you go back and find your Call of Duty ghost, which is in the afterlife or something. Oh, man. Coming up a little skimpy on the commentary today. What was I doing today that I was thinking about? I don't even remember. I'll tell you one thing that I was thinking about in bed the other night. Sometimes when I'm in bed, I have my weirdest thoughts. But, I was in bed the other night and I was thinking about this. When did Hulu become, a legitimate company? Because weren't they the ones that were, putting movies and TV shows up for free? Shouldn't they have gotten in trouble and taken down for that? And yet now they're, a legitimate distributing company, like Netflix is. Why didn't Napster get the same treatment? Why is Napster a legitimate music distributor now after what they did? Because Hulu basically did the same thing that Napster did, and yet Hulu got rewarded for it. Just because the rules happen to be a little different now. So I don't know, maybe there's just something I don't know there, but... Whatever, I don't know. Another skeleton, big deal. I'm not gonna lie, this game probably has one of the worst battle music themes ever. It's like... And it's like, what the... I don't even know. Huh. But okay, whatever. Jeez. Enough of the random encounters already. It's getting hot in here. I need to take off my clothes. 'Cause I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off. No. Not even going there. Oh, man. So let's see, what's in, It's good, this thing's not gonna let me... Wow. Like I said, this must be a good place to grind, I don't know. I just kind of picture myself doing that as a kid, grinding here in this desert. Nice big open area. Or maybe that's like a few years ago, because it's also a good place to grind and fast forward if you elected to do that. Which I'm sorry to say I did do some of that earlier in the LP. Like in the first couple of episodes where I was cutting around a lot, I was also trying to cut away any parts where I was fast forwarding, so that got a little awkward because I didn't always know, you know. Sometimes I was sitting there talking to myself while I was fast forwarding, so I couldn't tell just by looking at the commentary what was fast forward and what wasn't. We made it. This is the village of Kol. Well, call it what you will. Please save us from the minions of the Dragon Lord. Oh, yeah, I'll get right on that. Gollum is afraid of the music of the flute, so 'tis said. Yeah, it's pretty common from what I've heard. There's always that one gigantic monster that's afraid of some little cute thing like music. Excuse me. Fairies know how to put Gollum to sleep. I believe this game was the first time I ever saw the word fairy spelt that way. I want to say it was Link to the Past, but no, they spelled it in this game. This bath cures rheumatism. What the hell? And then over here, this guy. Whoops. I still see Nestor. Yeah, this game makes references to Nestor here and there. So, if you go 4 steps south of this pond here, you're not supposed to know about this yet, but you could search here. And you get the fairy flute right there. I just went ahead and picked it up now because, what the hell, I don't care about, like, trying to tell the story legitimately. I'm gonna have to walk through the swamp to talk to this guy, ain't I? See, now I got 35 HP. I had 39 a second ago. Oh, was that all you got to say? Just here to tell me that my weapon's not good enough? Well, screw you too, I guess. No, I don't have any proof. I'm still working on that. Excuse me. Rimudar is the place to buy keys. Oh, really? Well, that's good to know. I've been looking around for long enough trying to find this stupid place. Southern Island? No, I've not. Well, there you go. That's where we're headed then, I guess. First, we're going to talk to this guy, though, see if we got anything new. Which we don't. Well, I guess there's wings. I don't know, man. It's kind of tempting. I am going to go ahead and get some herbs, just because... I mean, it doesn't hurt to have them. You saw earlier how that herb saved me because I was out of magic for my, you know, heal spell, because I was using it on everything else, like Radiant and Hurt and Sleep and all. That's one thing that's kind of cool about this game, though, is every single spell you get is useful. Well, almost everything. I don't know. There may be 1 or 2. But again, I mean, out of 9 spells, that's not bad for 1 or 2 of them to be, you know, the most that you would see in the way of uselessness. Uselessness. Scorpion. That reminds me of something. That picture that I got of myself fighting my sister. It's where I'm holding the knives. Well, I've never told anybody this, but the pose that now I'm gonna have to get that picture and run it through my scanner so I can show it to you guys and everything. Damn it. Just made a whole bunch of work for myself. That's great. Well, I actually take on Scorpion's pose. I think it's Scorpion. It might be Sub-Zero. One of those Mortal Kombat fighters stands the same way that I stand in that picture. And I'm pretty sure it was intentional, because that's the only point in my life where I ever played Mortal Kombat regularly. It was right around the time that picture was taken. So it would stand to reason that I was, you know, that I was inspired by the game, you know, to take after it in real life and imitate it. I mean, obviously I wasn't actually going to be punching anyone or anything, but the poses were cool, so... You know, it's like, of all the things you could talk about in Mortal Kombat, you're talking about the poses. Seriously, and poses sound so much like roses. Plus, you got that nursery rhyme, a pocket full of posies. Which is like poses, you know. It's like when we were going to get our senior pictures taken, and I was talking about it on a tape. I was embarrassed to say the word poses on the tape. I was like, well, they give you this option where you can get 4 poses. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing getting poses? Isn't that some girly thing? To get poses. And I was like, geez, man. Better heal up again. That one kind of screwed me. It didn't give me much each. Oh, that one didn't give me much either. Let's do it again. At least give me up to 40, thank you. This cave is not really that complicated. Yeah, I didn't need to use Radiant here, but I'm going to anyway, just to show you what I'm doing. Because basically all you do is just go straight down, and then just kind of hug the right wall until you get to the next staircase. And you can see that without even having a torch lit. But just to show you what I was doing, I decided to expend the magic for your sake. So thank me. Or don't. See if I care. Pretty easy monsters in here. Now, whatever you do, don't go to the right. Do not go to the right. Just trust me, don't do it. You'll see why later. Or you might be putting 2 and 2 together in your head right now. Why do they say that, putting 2 and 2 together? You're not putting 2... You're putting one fact with another fact to arrive at a third fact. You're not putting 2 and 2 together. Did I finish this orange juice this morning? Yeah, basically I did. I got like one more little half of a swallow in there. That's another stupid thing when people use swallow as a noun. It's like, I got one more swallow. It's like a swallow's worth, you know? It's like one more swallow. It's like a swallow is a bird, you know? It's not a unit of food. And it's definitely not a sword that you should be using in Chrono Trigger. You should get the other thing instead, the safe helm. But I'll leave that for you to figure out as to what I'm talking about there. Which you won't know. Or you can just watch the LP, I don't even remember what I did. But I better have gotten the safe helm, that's all I know. Oh shit, couldn't put him to sleep. Try it again. The thing that sucks about these guys is if you don't put them to sleep, they'll put you to sleep, and then this happens. So they are still asleep. The Warlock attacks. Zinzias awakes, yay! So when you get put to sleep, you actually have a 50% chance of waking up on each turn. Whereas the monsters have the 1 in 3 chance, 33%. So you have it a little better off than they do, but still. I don't think it's actually possible for you to stay asleep more than like 6 turns in a row. So there is that, I assume, because 2 to the 6th power is 64, and 64 is close to 65, 535. Which, that was like the magic number back in the day, you know? Anyway, we better, you know, just waiting. Our ass is kicked and we're not even to the town yet. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the town at the rate I'm going here. It's like, why is this taking so long? Can't decide what to do here. Should be, I mean, I have those herbs, if for nothing else, don't I? Oh, he woke up. Oh boy. He only hit me for 2, though. Thanks to that armor. There's another thing I really didn't explain, but there's like... The game utilizes 2 different formulas when determining the damage that you take. And one of those formulas cuts the damage that you take in half. But it doesn't apply until your defense is greater than or equal to their offense. If their offense is even 1 more than your defense, like for instance, your defense is 50, hypothetically, and you fight a monster whose offense is 51, they could do like regular damage of like 10 or something to you. 10 or 15 average damage. Take the exact same scenario, you have 50 defense and you fight a monster that has 50 attack. In that scenario, you probably take an average of like 3 or 4 damage. Because basically there's a point, that exact point where your defense surpasses their offense, all your damage gets cut in half then, from that point on, because the formula changes at that point. So, of course, with the hurt spell, that's kind of irrelevant, because the hurt ignores defense, as I said before. So that's all still the same, but then again, that's why armor tends to help a lot towards the end of the game, and especially agility, which kind of contributes to your defense in the game, in a way of speaking. Oh, shit. I might do the sleep run away. Because in this game, if you put an enemy to sleep and then you try to run away, it always works. So I'm gonna do that here. Yes! See you guys later.